to my voice. We are no longer loading. Sorry about the delay. We have a special guest on today. As always, our guests are all special, but this one is extra special. Please welcome DJ JayMob of Orlando, currently owner, CEO of Gasface Records.
All right, what's going on, party people?
What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's going on? Well, worth the wait. It's all good.
Yeah, sorry
Everything's
about that.
good. No
I
worries.
thought
Thank you.
the PMD would help a little bit.
Yeah, Team D helped. I like
How are you
that.
doing?
Doing pretty good yourself. All good.
I'm good. I'm good. Glad to have you. So before
Likewise.
we went on live, we were talking about. I was down there, as you know, for the Low Life convention in
Right.
was that May?
May, yeah,
End
May,
of May
May 16th to the 18th.
yesterday. Gasface Records in the comments says Gasface Records, you suckers.
Yeah, that's my man.
Yeah,
Man's he's always on the ball, trying to
right.
keep it real with people. You know how it is.
Yeah,
What's up,
on
though?
the ball, unlike me. But
Right.
no, so yeah, we were talking about the hip hop scene in Orlando, basically. Like, what's you're not originally from Orlando. I mean, if for people that don't know, why don't you talk about where you're from and what you do?
Um. Well, I think I lost you for like a couple of seconds there, but
Oh, really?
um, yeah. But I think from what we're talking about, where hip hop is concerned, Um, I've been back in Orlando. Well, just briefly, born in New York, lived in New Jersey, lived up in Michigan. Came down to Orlando '92. I'm sorry, '86, and I went to Bethune Cookman College in '86 to '90. Then left. I left here to go to Worcester, Mass, to get closer to New York because I was trying to get to New York, whatnot, blah blah snap. Left Worcester, Mass in 2000. Came back to Orlando. So I've been back in Orlando since 2000. Hip hop has been kind of a weird thing. There's a lot of cliques, a lot of people doing the various things. I think everyone's trying to get Orlando to come together. The
Mm,
one thing I like to see is when a show comes out in Orlando, it's like
mm,
everyone should come out, and everyone doesn't do that. Like we had the Low Life show, we had a lot of people there, but there's a lot of people that should be coming out supporting it. So one of the
mm,
things I'm trying to do is like I was telling you earlier, I opened up for my friend Matt Ills hooked me up with
mm,
another root box, another DJ beatbox. And we opened up for Rakim, and I saw like 100 people there. That was the first time I was on stage with 800 people. And the line was around a corner. It was back 3 or 4 years ago at the Ace Cafe. And then my friend
right.
Afro and myself did RZA. I mean, Jizza, excuse me. He had a band. But anyway, to make a long story short, I've seen shows that come down here like Harris One and it's packed out. And I see people I've never seen before. They all live in Orlando. I'm like, wow, I never seen you before, blah, blah, blah. And then we do a little show, and then people come out, and I'll see that person maybe next week. Hey, do you know I had this show? Oh, I didn't know about it. I know about this. How do you
Right.
this show here? So there's miscommunication. To me, every hip hop show, major hip hop show, we've had Smith and Wesson, Craig G, we've had Master Ace down here. Those things should be out the door, around the corner. There should be people mad with you the next day because your show was around the corner and you couldn't handle everybody. You know what? That's a good sign. Versus you got people coming in and doing those type of things. I think like shows should be one of the biggest things here. And that's I'm trying to work with other people to bring other shows down here where it's packed out, 300 people, 500 people. You know,
Yeah. Well, I think, I mean, I hear what you're saying, and you're right. It should be, more people should be there when there's someone like a Rakim or a even Master Ace, or I'm not saying even Master Ace, but you know what I mean, like not
yeah,
as well known as Rakim, but someone that's considered like a legend. You know what I mean?
exactly.
But the unfortunate thing about that is those people are, they came up in an era where that demographic is now like my age, your age, whatever,
Yeah,
and those people don't tend to go out as much. There's
that's
that.
true. That's true. I
But
saw a lot of younger people that was right whenever Kim came around, and I saw a lot of younger people with Jizza. So I think you're right. I think it's a cross pollination of different
right.
ages and whatnot.
Hmm.
But it'd be kind of cool to like see like when the two shows I saw, and I saw Conway the Machine. He came down here,
Hmm.
and seeing those three artists just made me realize that hip hop is just not in your local hood or your local group or your local pub or whatever. I mean, or your local people. It's bigger than
Right.
that. And there's some people that don't know. It's the miscommunication is there. You would think that hip hop would be communicated with everybody, and there would be no gatekeepers, no
Oh
people
no,
that are
there's
doing these things. There's a lot of people like that. But if everyone put those those weapons down, or they put those shields down and just kept
Mhm.
all that stuff like hip hop. That hip hop would flourish. I mean, I know I'm speaking of Orlando, but hip hop would flourish in Orlando because everyone there's too many rappers. Everyone wants to be in hip hop. Just like so that extra, there's not enough fans. So I know there's fans out there, but most of the shows, MCs are coming, DJs. That's cool, but most MCs and DJs don't want to pay for the show. You know what I'm saying? That's just one
Like, I'm
thing.
so
You know
and
what I
so.
mean?
Yeah, right, right. Yeah. I mean, that kind of. I agree with what you're saying. That's true. Like, I but hip hop is like the most gatekeeping genre
It
of
is.
all genres.
It is.
I hate it. As part of my mission with what I do, because even though I think it's trended towards the more boom bap 90s era of hip hop, because a lot of the people that I've had on the show are like gods to me. But then, I also want to bring in younger people, people that do different kinds of hip hop. And I think sometimes that like turns people off, like makes them leave, like, unfollow me, whatever. Because
Right.
I've had a trans rapper. I've had um I don't know how to put it. She's, I guess, gender queer or whatever. Paraplegic
Mm.
rapper, female, white. I've had, like hardcore drill, um, just New Orleans bounce. It just runs the gamut. So I want to bring, it's all rap music, it's all hip hop. Um, but then there are those people that are just like, man, this is no, and
Right.
I don't,
Well,
I don't get it.
everybody has their own likings of what they want to do for hip hop. So hip hop is just
Absolutely.
one of the most interesting art forms because there's so many people, so many cultures. It's culture based. So so
Yeah.
people don't understand that
Yeah, especially people that aren't, into hip hop, they don't get it. They think it's all, rap music, whatever. But it's
culture.
a lot of nuance to it,
Yeah, it's
depending on
culture.
your
Graffiti,
region,
b
culture.
boys, DJing, the whole thing. Like my man Terrence, my man T Smooth says, hip hop is just it's book writing. It's everything. It's the whole culture. It's bringing people
Yeah.
together. You know,
And I get that the kids, will hear something that was like from the 80s and be like, "Oh, this is whack," or whatever, because that was like the origins of it. You know what I mean? Like the rhyming wasn't, they weren't doing like backflips with it, if that
hmm
makes sense. And but I do see more and more younger people, like maybe Gen Z age, starting to get more into like the more originative, if that's a word, artists, like Wu-Tang, like
they're,
Rakim, Karis One.
they're pioneers.
Yeah. So hopefully, I mean, everything comes full circle, so
I agree. Everything comes from soccer.
yeah. Terrence Hill, by the way, said what's good.
Oh yes, my man.
Yeah.
He's one of my other. He's one of the brothers that brought down Karis One like years ago when like
Cool.
many people weren't doing that. So that's like a thing now. So now see, he started this bringing down Karis One kind of all by himself doing his thing, and then another MC named SB the Anomaly opened up for
Mhm.
him. Now he's with
He said
his
smooth tea.
yeah, Smooth T, yeah, Smooth T. But he's a pioneer in hip hop. A lot of people know about. So when you look at KRS One come down, KRS One comes down here like once every 2 years,
Hmm.
or once every year. He comes on March, February, that type of area around there. But he was
Yeah.
one of the first cats. I mean, from what I know, I mean, people might have brought him down before, but someone that I personally know that brought him down and started a series of events for him to be coming down here. So other people that bring him down here. But
You talking about
when you
Mr. Terrence Hill?
yeah. So when people
Yeah.
do shows, it's not the same way. Like he did the show knowing because he's from the Bronx. He did the show knowing how hip hop is, and he knows what needs to be done. So opening acts will be dope. You don't want to put someone that's not hip hop from that era on stage. With Karis One. Not dissing nobody, but you're not going to put someone rapping about Cracker Jacks. And as far as Karis One, you want the whole show to be dope. So he's
Right.
in lineage of that part where he brings someone down like a Karis One and he puts the show together and then it starts, a chain of events. So other producers, other people want to do that same thing. But not
Right.
everyone can go on that same level. So I think like that's another part of doing hip hop in Orlando, as far as promoters and whatnot. So I want to give a shout out to my man Smooth
Right.
T.
I may need to talk to him.
Yeah, he's dope. He got a lot of ideas.
Yeah,
Definitely reach out to that brother.
yeah, for sure. Because I'm trying to put together something where, because my area where I am, Northeast Louisiana, like there's not hardly any music venue, concert things going on here, like nothing. So, and Grambling's right by here. Then we have a
Mm.
college in the city, University of Louisiana Monroe. So it would be cool. I've reached out to Grambling, haven't heard back yet, but it'd be cool to be able to do some kind of college tour.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah. So, I was saying earlier, you said I cut out or something, but I was going to say if you want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself, about Gasface Records, your background and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, to make it long story short, like I said, I've been DJing and doing beats like since '86. That's when I kind of graduated high school. So next 2026, it'll be 40 years. So I've been kind of in hip hop for 40 years. DJ'd many of those years, digging the crates, beat making. My favorite producers. I come from the era of Pete Rock,
Mhm.
Marlon Mall, Diamond D, Lord Finesse. Those type of guys. Large
Yeah.
Professor. The SP1200 I bought in 1994. I've been using it ever since. I follow that same path of buying records, digging the crates, the whole digging the crate DITC. Shout out to them.
Mhm.
Um, I believe, I came from the era from 1980 to 80 to 95, the golden era of hip hop radio. Not a lot of people know about that. Kiss FM, BLS, Mr. Magic, Marley Marl, WHBI, Red Alert, not really
Wait.
Kick Capri, but
Yeah.
the era of radio that made it so these people can have these rappers out there. So I have all them tapes. I used to stay up at night, record them tapes 3 or 4 in the morning. So I
Yeah.
had like 15 years of tapes, and I finally was able to record them over on MP3. And if anyone knows about tapes, MP3s you can skip. Tapes you can't. You got to
Right.
listen to the whole tape.
Yeah.
The
Especially if
whole
it's on the
tape.
radio and you
Right,
recorded.
right.
Yeah.
So I recorded everything. The commercials. Commercials
Yeah.
were classic. They had
I would
St.
love
Ives
to do
commercials.
that with the commercials and everything. That would be cool. Are you
Yeah,
going to
you had.
publish that or anything?
I don't know. I'm trying to see how that works out. I've actually pressed up some records. I've done some SoundCloud stuff, and people buy some things. And I might put a bonus thing on there.
Mm.
Some tapes. These are old tapes from back in the days when rap, Grandmaster Flash, Fierce Five, way wild style. When like I said, when rap first began.
Right.
In the late '70s. So
Wow. I would love to hear, like, even the commercials. I would love to hear that. That would be, I mean,
those
I wasn't
commercials are
alive
funny.
in the 70s, but
Those commercials in the '70s, '80s are funny. You need a new car. Come on down to so and so. We'll get you a new car like Crazy Eddie. All these crazy videos. It's just
yeah.
sponsors back then were wild and funny.
Yeah, yeah. Or like, are you stressed? Smoke some cigarettes. Newport.
Right. Yeah. Say, wait, you want
Yeah.
some beer? Let's get some cyanides. Come on down
Yeah.
to 25th Street and down near the
Or all
concourse.
that
We'll get you
terrible
that.
stuff to put in your hair. Yeah,
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
stuff.
Commercials. Those are
Um,
the parts.
yeah, you should if you have all that,
I
I
got
bet
all that. I'm thinking about republishing those things because you never
yeah.
know.
I
That's
wonder how
funny
that would
stuff.
work at the radio station. I mean, at this point, it's
I don't
been
know. I don't know.
how
It's
many
just
years?
I don't know. It's been
30,
like
40 years?
yeah. I mean, some of them shows I got. Last show I had was like 94, 93,
Okay.
but most of them from like 86, between 85 and 1992 was to
Hmm.
me the best radio of hip hop.
Yeah.
Maybe 84, 83. Some people, will probably say something different, but Jazzy J, all
Mm.
those dope DJs.
Yeah, I remember there being like actual DJs on the radio, even in Denver in the 90s, like that era, 92, 93
Mm,
to 95, like in the middle of the day,
right.
scratching and everything. I would love to have a tape of that, even just the Denver DJs,
You
but
don't get that a lot. You get them on the some of the there's a radio station called We Funk Radio up in Canada.
new funk radio?
Yeah, We Funk Radio. We
Huh.
and Funk Radio up in Canada. They've been on the air for 20 years. I think I'm there on show 1,000 something. I've got all their shows,
Oh,
and they're
wow.
dope. They're dope. They just two kids out of Canada just cutting scratch and having all the old school rap, hip hop, funk,
But they're
jazz,
currently doing
everything.
it.
They're currently doing it right. Every Saturday they come on Friday.
I just mean for the nostalgia, but yeah,
They're dope.
that's radio's like a whole other conversation
It
outside of
is.
music. You know what
It
I
is.
mean? Radio's
It is.
interesting. But yeah, so the DJing that you do like DJing for artists, or you do like, how were you making beats when you first started? Did you use like an 808 or?
No, I'm gonna give you an old school lesson.
Okay.
You probably don't know this. I used to make pause tapes. So
Pause
pause
tape.
tapes, yes,
Okay.
I didn't have beat machines like that. I had pause tapes. So what I would do, I'll take a tape deck, right? And then what I'll do is I have a beat over here, and I'll record it over on this side, and you have it like a loop. So you have a loop, and you have to run tape back, and loop it again, run the tape back, loop it again, run the tape back. So I would do this like looping because remember the breaks are loops, the samples.
Hmm.
So we'd have a beat, like say you have like funky drummers or something like that, or I don't know, some drum beat you had, and
Yeah.
drum beat would play, and I had to take it and then I record it and then spin it and then rewind the tape back. It's like
Mhm.
looping. It's like looping on your reel to reels. That's what they did.
Right.
They take a section and they would play it and rewind it back, play it and wind it back. So you'd have to get the loop perfectly. So if the loop is off somewhere, you have to go back and do it. You have to have perfect loops. So I have a loop for 2 minutes, then I would loop that and I would record that into a 4 track. So I have that loop going, and then I would add some other stuff in there and go from there. That's kind of how I started with that. But then from there, I went out and got a drum machine, the SP12, SP100, and I was able to sample and chop and arrange music, and then I kind of went from there.
Yeah. I've told this story before, but this is kind of like an even worse, more rudimentary version, I guess, of loop taping. Is I had a tape recorder like a Walkman probably,
Mm.
and I had headphones connected to it, and I would record. No, I would have the mics taped with duct tape to the headphones, and the headphones connected to a computer, and I had Audacity when it first came out.
Well, I remember Audacity. Audacity was dope.
Yeah, that's still around. It's still a
Still
great
around,
program.
yeah. I still use it a little bit. It's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
good.
same. But, I would make the loop on Audacity and record it and then play the tape back into the computer and record, and it was so like, my parents come down there and like, "What are you doing?" Then
You gotta do it any
I
way you
force
can.
them to listen to it, and they're like, "Yeah, it's great."
You gotta do it how you gotta do it. However, I know people that made beats off lesser machines that people have out now. And I know that I had an SP12. It was 5 seconds sample time. I don't know if you remember the old Commodore floppy
Yeah,
disks. I had
yeah,
those
we
discs.
we had Commodores.
So I had to put them when I saved the beat. It took like an hour because it was slow. So I
Mhm,
would go out, drink, whatever, come back, and it's still working. So I
mm,
had to make a double copy. So if I had the beat, so because those discs were so flimsy, so
mhm.
fragile. So if you touched it the wrong way, it wouldn't load right.
Oh my gosh,
So
yeah, I
those are
remember that.
the floppy ones that I used to
Yeah,
have
yeah,
until
yeah.
I got the 3 1/4 discs.
Yeah, the hard disks.
The hard discs, those are better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I
Did
use
you
now.
ever mess with the mini CDs?
Nah, not too much.
I still have I was in radio in college, and that's when they had those. I still have, like, 12 of them. I don't know what's on them, but
Oh, word.
yeah,
Yeah, nah, I didn't mess with those too much.
yeah.
I heard
Well,
about it, but not really used them.
I think that was kind of like a Betamax type idea.
Yeah,
Didn't really land.
yeah,
So now you do production on you have your own label, which is Gas Face Records, right?
right. Since
Uh,
2018,
okay. And, you just put out, like a collaborative album,
right.
um, is that what you would call it, I guess, or an EP?
Yeah, it's an EP of it's a collaboration of different artists, mainly for sisters, for
Mhm.
women in rap, hip hop. I
Uh-huh.
felt it was needed. Um, I about 2023, I was just kind of floating, not doing much anything. And I told my man
Mhm.
Rob, I need to put some music out. So I put out this little EP that had water on there. It was two parts of water because it was six MCs, but they wanted to split up. I was trying to do like a Wu Tang Fem type record, but
Okay.
a lot of people don't have the listening capacity to hear like the Wu Tang, like six MCs on the song. So if I put six MCs on the song, the other three might not get that same attention. So I said, let me do three here, put it out, see how I get a crowd reaction. Got a great crowd reaction for that. But on that same EP I put out Rusty Jux. He was on there, and then a few other people I had a few other records I had on there. But the main thing was the two songs that took off was the water with the ladies and Rusty Jux. So I
Okay.
said, oh, wait, I already had another record with Shay Noir, the other MC, Swerve Stacks, and of course Nejma. So she was
Uh-huh.
on the first water. So on the second water was a Pawnee, it was Remedy Franchise and Miss Ills, shout out to Miss Ills. So there was two records. I figured, oh, you know what? I got these three records. And then another great sensation, her name is Katie Burke. She's in Orlando. She's another singer. So I had this idea. You know what? Let me put together this EP with the
Mhm.
sisters and then put it out and then press it up on wax because I looked out there and I didn't see anyone doing that. Maybe there was somebody doing it. I don't know, ladies first, with Latifah and
Mhm.
MC Light, whatever it was back in the days, but I didn't see nothing coming out of Orlando like that. I know
Right.
there's a lot of MCs like E-Turn and a lot of other female MCs that put out records. I didn't see a compilation record on 45. I just didn't see that. And maybe it was out there, but I figured if I put it out there as a lane that I can get into, maybe I can, I can stir up some controversy or stir up some love for the sisters, and the
Mhm.
sisters ate it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah.
kind of how that came about.
I didn't see any other. Certainly not any 45s of collaborative, like a compilation of female MCs for sure.
Right.
Not in a long time anyway. And do you do like I mean you put out like other format? Do you put out anything like on Spotify or any of the streaming
The
services? Or
the first one I did on Spotify,
Mhm.
but I wasn't selling it that stuff. It was just like I have like a 13-year-old niece,
Mhm.
so I went to her graduation, and all her friends had iPhones, all her friends had Spotify and Apple Music. I'm like, you know what?
Right.
I was like, yeah, I want to do a Spotify, but she was like, oh, my Uncle Jay has this record, da da da, and I was like, you know what?
Mhm.
That's just there was like 20 or 30 in her class. I'm like, it's probably thousands of little kids that have these Spotify things, and if I just cut off Spotify and Apple Music, and I'm cutting out, even if they don't never buy a record, they don't
Right.
understand wax, but they hear music. And they're
Yeah.
digital. They're on their phones all day long. They don't know what a record player is. They just have an iPhone and they're listening
Right.
to it on Apple Music. I'm like, so that was the biggest thing I said. I need to go back to the drawing board. The first album that I put out, my man Rob helped me put those songs on those platforms. So it's cool to go on YouTube, to go on Facebook when I post something to put my songs so I can post it and let people hear it.
Hmm.
So this project, the only one that's out there on digital is the Water One, but I'm actually going to work probably on getting this album more on digital platforms because that's kind of the way to go
Yeah.
along with records. Because I was thinking about just doing it straight from consumer, like old school, from the trunk. This
Mhm.
album is straight from the trunk. It's straight from this room, hip hop room, to your living room.
Right.
So but then
So
I
you
think
have you
like
been
I
driving
got
around with it in your trunk selling it?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
How's the response been to that? I'm sure
it's been
people.
great. I
Yeah.
mean, people have just been loving it. I mean, I only purchased up 40 records. I had a guy in Japan that bought 10 of them, which is cool. I have
Nice.
a Japanese connection, but he's like, I'm trying to get more of that, more people like that. But it's just been like people just been hitting me up like, yo, you got the record, da, 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 let me check it out, whatever. Can I get it on? They're asking for it,
That might be
So
something for people to like explore again, just to switch stuff up because I think everybody's getting kind of fed up with the way these streaming services pay people, you know,
yeah,
and you get lost in the sea of all these artists
right,
and,
right. The biggest thing, it was cool because like I said, if I can do 100 records, because I know a guy that pressed up 500 records. I'm not going to name his name, but
mm,
he pressed up 500 records and he's sitting on them right now. They're not selling them nothing. I'm like, okay, he always thought he was a big artist. He
yeah,
got people, but he not selling them. I'm like, I'm gonna do 40 and see 40 sold out. So all right, now I know I can move 100 because I've got two people that will buy 20 or 30. I can go to Fat Beats and sell them some records. They're a distributor, and then the other people are just people like yourself, people like Smooth T, and other people that will buy the record out of the trunk because they are wax lovers. They
yeah,
love wax. There's a whole bunch of people that's collecting wax. They may not even never play it. They just want the
what they have it,
nostalgia of having wax in their hand. Say, hey, I bought this wax. Collect the collectors. So those people are the people I'm hitting. So my
yeah.
thing is, you print up 100 records and you sell all 100 records. Ain't no one doing it around here. No
Right.
one's doing that. Not as an independent company. I looked in Orlando. Ain't nobody doing that, and they not doing it consistently. I'm talking about the next project coming out. It's going to be coming out hopefully in October, November, somewhere up in there. And I'm gonna print up
Mhm.
100 records, and they're going to be gone because I got people that want to buy them. So the demand is there. I won't print up a 500, but if I get people over in Japan and Australia that want records, then that's the point. The whole point is to build that up. I can do that. But
Right.
if you sell 100 records out of this day and time, no one's doing that.
Yeah.
Independently, that's straight to consumer. You know what I'm saying?
Plus, that money goes straight to you, doesn't it? I mean,
Exactly. There's
yeah,
no middleman. As
right.
I'm saying, if I print up 1,000 records, let's not 1,000. I print up 100 records, cost me $1,500. If I
Yeah.
sell for 30, I'm gonna make my money double over that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you already pay for features, you pay for videos, you pay for promotion. So
Right.
all that stuff adds up. There's no money to come back. You got to make some money some kind of way back. Selling records is making the money back, or selling merch or whatever that might be. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
In a way, it is merch.
It is merch, man.
You have a lot of people. I mean, how did these people in Japan and Australia find you? Was it like they were just already fans of some of the artists
They're
or
just fans. I post. I post a lot. Back in the days, I used to post beats 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
Mhm.
I met a friend that was from Japan, and then he introduced me to some other people. I met a lot of people through trading, day trader. I met a lot of people through hip hop, and I just met that one guy, and he just like you and I. He just buys records. He just knows people
Yeah,
that buy records. He just an independent. He just has a little pop up shop somewhere in Japan, and he buys records. So every time he buys them, he sells them out fast because in
okay.
Japan they love it. So if I can find 20 more people like that, then I'll print 500 records up.
You probably could.
Put them out that way. That's what I'm
I
looking
heard
for now. That's the key.
you gotta tap in with Germany.
Yes, yeah.
Germany, they love hip hop.
UK,
UK,
yeah,
probably Turkey, I heard, and
yeah. It's all learning process.
Ukraine. Yeah.
It's all learning process. For me, this is all learning process. And most of the time, I've did this stuff. Everyone else did it for me. I did the music. I would send the music off to whoever who's dealing with it. They press it up, sell it, and I would get paid, and maybe not get paid. I don't
Right.
know. But they were doing it. It was a third party doing it.
Mm.
Now we're doing it ourselves. So
You're pressing the records yourself?
not pressing them, not
Oh,
pressing them. But I mean
you're
that's something down the road. I may do that, but as far as paying the MCs, mixing it down, getting the videos done. I mean, I had people doing that. They would do that, and I'm like, oh, this is a video. Oh, I control all that now.
mm,
And then when it comes down to the final copy, I contact the record industry, the record pressing plants, and I send them the music, and they send me the press back. So it's one on one. It's no middleman. So distributors are going. I'm mailing out like this record here. I mail these records out myself. Now, eventually, I want to get to a point where it's all automatic. Right now, it's like nostalgic because I'm actually, if you order it, I would get your address and I would go to the post office and mail it to you. That's
right.
like, so I'm doing that. That's like real vintage, old school.
Yeah,
But
one of one. Yeah.
hoping to get it to a point where it's just I print up 100 records, I send it to a company, and then you go online and order it, and it gets sent to your house.
Yeah, like a shipping service.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shipping service. But I don't mind doing it if it's small people. I get to know people. I get to know people, fans
Yeah.
one on one. And when they get the record, they let me know. Oh yeah, and then they make a little video for it, and then they like it. So that's my way of connecting with them. And then at that point, I'll have a fan for life. They always will buy a record when I put it out. So that's what's dope about it.
Yeah, Gas Face Records says overseas as a whole will buy more than the US buys.
Exactly. He knows that. He knows that. We've
Which,
I've had
you
more
know,
success overseas though, but his
I think hip hop is kind of more exotic in other places, and it's more there's more people that look at it like a hobby or a collection type thing, perhaps. Um
well, there's
I've
more
even
love. There's more
yeah,
love for hip hop
there is that.
overseas than it is here in the States. At one point it was like that, but overseas it's just a whole different attitude. They like I don't know if you've seen like if you see Premier go overseas, he just DJs. He's DJing in front of thousands of people. I
Yeah,
watched I watched Lord Finesse DJ over in Germany, and he was at this little place, this little hole in the wall, and it had 500 people in there, and they were
yeah,
all just like yeah yeah he's not even rapping, producing, he's just DJing and playing classic records.
yeah.
And that's like, wow, you see Kid Capri or Diamond D or not Lord Finesse, but Large Professor goes overseas and he goes over to Japan and he does a little tour, like little club tours in Japan, kind of like Iron Cow, but he does an Iron Cow in Japan. He do a whole
Yeah.
week there and then leave. That's dope, you
Yeah,
know.
I mean, that's what they have they have some of these in the States too, but they'll have like whole like restaurants or like clubs where you can go and the whole theme, like I saw one in Japan, it was like 90s R&B.
Mm,
And there's this guy going around like dressed like Usher or something from one of his videos and singing to ladies at their tables and just they had TLC impersonators and stuff like that. I was
right.
just like, wow. So,
They
you
love hip
know,
hop. They love that culture. That culture will never die over there. When I went to London in '96, it was like that. I went for
yeah,
1 week and I didn't want to leave because it was like love. The hip hop was so strong there. I went to
yeah,
I think I don't know who I can't remember who was playing that day, but it was dope that they had those MCs like that. You know,
yeah.
that's how
Yeah,
it's.
no, I was talking about this not too long ago, but Ari the Rugged Man and Onyx were going to Russia, I believe, and some people were upset, because the whole Russia Ukraine conflict, and I
Yeah,
guess they were, saying things in the comments, but like, it's Ari the Rugged Man was like, hey, well, these people that live there, if we judge people by what their leaders do, then why would we even come back to the States? You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's like, there's still people that love hip hop everywhere. So why not, put on a show for them?
Yeah,
Which
it's
I agree.
politics. That's the
Yeah,
politics is what hip hop is political. So
it is.
that's the whole word. But they don't want hip hop. Old hip hop brings people together and unifies people. So they don't want that.
Yeah. So on this Women on Wax album, which is the name of it,
Yes.
how can people contact you to purchase a copy of it?
Well, like I said, I printed about 40 of them.
Mhm.
And I probably have like a few left. I might do another rerun of those. I'm not sure yet. I gotta see. But
You might
they
need
can
to.
just contact me on Instagram at the Real JayMob, or you can contact me on Facebook. They got my government name out there, John Noon.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but
Well, I
I'm
put your
around.
Instagram and your
Yeah, Instagram, JayMob, the Real
website.
JayMob. Yeah, the Real JayMob. Or you
Yeah.
can contact Gasfish Records. You can go to gasfishrecords.com.
Yeah.
Hoping to get some stuff up there. So, like I said, we're still in the infancy of doing this thing. Like I said, we just getting to a point where we're just trying to put it all out together.
All right.
But hopefully, the next project is going to be super dope. I can't say who it is. My man say always, gangster step in silence. But I'm gonna put out 2 more EPs out. That's the whole
Okay.
goal. 2 more albums.
Is it going to be a continuation of the Women on Wax, or is it going to?
It's gonna be that's gonna be a version 2, volume 2, which will
Okay.
come out next year. But I got a whole bunch of other records I've been sitting on that need to come out. So it's
Right.
super dope 90s hip hop, like classic MCs
Okay.
from that era.
Very
But,
cool. Now I've been following Nejma Nefertiti for a
yes,
minute on stuff. She's dope.
she's
Did she
dope,
used
super
to go
dope.
by something else?
That I don't know.
Okay.
That I don't
Okay.
know. But I'm gonna tell you a story of how
Okay.
I reached out to her. I
Sure.
was looking for sisters, and one of my other sister, Shay Love, was telling me about Pawnee. I was like, okay, that's dope. But then I was looking for sisters, right? She's like, go check out Najma. So I checked out Najma. I saw Najma, Queen Heron, and I think Ty Phoenix. They were on Raps Out of Control, and they were rapping, and I was blown away. All three were dope, and I'm actually trying to work with all three of them, but I
Mhm.
couldn't get. Queen Heron was busy. She's from the Juggernauts, so she had other records she was doing. Same with Ty Phoenix, but Nejma was available, so I grabbed Nejma, and I said, Nejma, I need 2 other sisters on there. So she told me Keith Turner, and she told me Ada, and it was a wrap from there.
Yeah. Let me play a snippet of the song that you're talking about here. Let's see. Let me move this.
Hold your mic straight. Listen. Before you challenge me. Hold your mic straight. Listen. Before you challenge me. Hold your mic straight. Listen. Before you challenge me.
First person is Ada.
Hold your mic straight. Listen. Before you challenge me.
You lucky I don't take out my tampon and show it to you. My bar's nasty, my stamp on it, my dope is moving. Don't pardon my French, I'm a fancy motherfucker. Yes, when I'm posting online, I got a bonnet on, but don't confuse it. My 16 bang, my S team high, my
She's dope.
Sorry. What were you saying?
I was saying that my man saying we're trying to bring back the first ladies of hip hop, but I think like with these ladies here, they're so dope. I know some people might have been kind of bugged out with her line, the first line she says. But the thing the matter is that they're like, you gotta take this off. Like, no, I'm not taking that off because it's freedom, it's free speech,
Who said
and
that?
ladies have a way of rhyming from a female point of view. And I was like, there's no way in the world I'm going to take that out because then I'm just following the same path of all these other knuckleheads.
Yeah, you
Why I
can't.
put a record out? Right, I can't censor them.
Who said to take it out? That's what I'm curious.
What's that?
Who said to take it out? Was my-
People, I know
It's
people,
people.
other dudes.
Yeah.
Just dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, here's the
It's a
thing.
whole different story, but you know how it is.
Yeah, if you have dudes on tracks talking about how they're shitting on other dudes and
Yeah.
cutting them up and all this
Right.
stuff, showing you your
Right.
that's not what I expected, but it's like, come on. Let me fast forward it just a little bit so everybody gets a little.
Becking in seconds.
That's measurement.
I show you the trouble me when I'm threatened. Sometimes calm, but if my temper starts to set in, you better start praying to the empress in procession.
Hold your mic
dope. Those sisters are dope. I'm going to try to bring them back. I was thinking of Three the Hard Way because that was dope. All three of them are dope on a track. I'm really looking to see about bringing those three sisters back.
Three the Hard Way is
dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about that beat or how they rhymed or they destroyed it. They went off hard on it. Like I was like, wow. Okay.
The second one you sent, the part 2, is it the same? I didn't get
same beat.
Yeah. Is Miss Ills? Is that?
She's the first one on there.
Is it no? Is it Miss Ills? Like
miscellaneous.
Or miscellaneous?
Yeah, she goes to miscellaneous, but we call her
It's
Ills.
not. It's not in no relation to Mad Ills.
No.
Okay.
No. It's miscellaneous.
Okay, gotcha. Let me skip forward a little bit. All right.
Majestically I ride on them, mics and ice, I eat where your mind going. Flows precise, be right like I'm all knowing. Controlling the flame, we bright, here we all glowing.
I like her. I like them all, but yeah, she's hitting every beat.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's dope. She came a long way. You know, she's like the first female MC that we have.
Really,
so we're trying to put some stuff out.
Yeah,
everything's brand new these days, but try to work it out a little bit.
Everybody's doing this, whatever they're doing for the first time. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it.
Yeah. It is. This is the first time stuff because I'm more involved with it, more control over it.
Right.
See the star, feel that energy, more strength, more love, more fire. Seen, yo, it's water. I don't claim to be, but I aim to be better. 13th letter, crochet sweater, rock with pros are better. Clear your chakras up before your throat gets severed.
Kind of like a little bit like little Mia X type flow, kind of a little aggressive.
Yeah, everybody has their own little flow.
Yeah,
but it's dope. They all came together. No, it's like they all came together cohesive.
Yeah.
The
Pawnee?
That's Remedy.
Remedy?
Okay.
Sorry.
No, Remedy, yeah.
Ain't nothing, but you won't move, they still try and close caption. I'm the captain of my ship, steering this, venturing into majestic waters, Pacific bliss. I was born to rock a mic, deliver messages, not without sin, but I can tell you where your blessing lives.
Cool.
Pawnee's last one. On the actual titles, I got Remedy and Pawnee backwards, but I realized that Pawnee's the last sister on the record.
Does that matter? Do you have to put them in order?
No, but I like to do that. I thought about that because the way the first one is, you have Ada, and then you have Nejma, and you got Sister Key Turner. So you want to keep them in order, but somehow or another, when I submitted the artwork to the pressing plant, somehow or another those names got switched over. I think I didn't pay attention to that. So it happens.
Yeah, all right, let's hear Pawnee. Where am I? Come back. There we go.
Left me off bad and bougie. Will never be a situation. God don't choose me. Watch your mouth. I'm the shit that's worth the dookie. Queens get the money. Bricks busting out my loot.
Hold your mic straight.
She's dope.
Playing a snippet so we don't get a copyright strike, but very cool. Shay Noir. I think a lot of
people know who Shay Noir is. Yeah, I reached out to her. She was another MC that wanted to get on there.
Is she
along with Nejma? She's from upstate New York.
Okay, I didn't think. Yeah,
upstate New York. I want to say I can't say Albany, but higher up there. I'm not sure, but I know it's upstate New York.
And Swerve Stacks, is that?
It's from the Bronx.
Bronx, okay.
Yeah.
Other people, Katie Burkess.
Burkess, yeah, she's from Orlando here.
Okay.
So she's another artist that kind of like hip hop, R&B, jazz. So I'm gonna probably work on a couple other songs with that because that song a band can play. It's one of those band people can play, but it's still hip hop.
Right.
So this different lane.
Let's listen to that. Let's hear a snippet of that because I'm curious.
Yeah, it's R&B joint. It's dope.
All right.
This is a dope record that came together. Dopest R&B record I ever made.
I've been a lonely lover for a long time. Scar it's gonna heal, gotta give it time.
Gotta take it day by day. What is done, let it melt away. Come back to center stage. Find your ground, set the pace. There's a flame in the dark. New beginnings waiting to start.
Have you ever been to New Orleans?
No, but
No.
I have a grandfather. His name is Jimmy Noon, and he's a famous jazz artist, old school, like from the '40s, and
Really?
he's from down there. My father was born in New Orleans, so I have a lot of history in New Orleans, but I've never been there. But that's a whole different topic.
Yeah. Well,
I had a grandfather that was signed to Atlantic back in 1940, Jimmy
really?
Noon. I go look him up.
Yeah.
I finally got some of his records. Jazz artist, dope clarinet guy.
You said Jimmy Noon?
Jimmy Noon, yeah,
Okay.
JayMob.
Okay. See, and I was asking because I'm gonna put you on to a couple artists after the show that you might be interested in, female artists.
No doubt.
Yeah. Okay. He's got a whole Wikipedia.
Yeah, he's dope. A lot of people don't know that. The people just think I came out of nowhere. It's like, nah, son, the roots are strong, man.
Yeah. Let me share this. So
People know that's my grandfather. A lot of
your
people don't
great
know that.
grandfather or your grandfather?
My grandfather.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my dad's father.
Let's
I never
see.
met him, but he has a lot of. He's Noon. He has a lot of dope history.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people didn't know that.
Yeah. There's a
He was born in New Orleans. He played in that
1800.
jazz artist. Yeah, he played in that big band era.
I got you. Very cool. Yeah.
How many people grandfather signed with Brunswick Records in 1928?
Right.
Brunswick was a major label. That was like the Def Jam of Benny Goodman, all them old Apex
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Harlem,
yeah.
Nat King Cole.
Right.
I mean, he was out there. A lot of people
Yeah,
don't
he
know
was
that.
playing. Yeah, it says Benny Goodman, Apex Club, Chicago. All right. It's crazy how these things kind of like disappear into the ether over time. You know what I mean? Because anybody could be like a celebrity from like the 40s or the 50s or whatever, and people today would have a clue. But
I had no clue.
it's important. That's why it's important for the younger kids, Gen Z and younger to dig into hip hop if they're if they like, let's say, Rob 49 or whatever.
Right.
Dig a little deeper and find out the history of it, which I think they're starting to do. That's just the way it cycles. But
Right. I agree.
yeah. So Women on Wax. Whoops. Everybody can go buy that if they hit you up on Instagram or
On Instagram. They gotta get it from me directly. It goes straight from it goes from it goes straight from me to the consumer. There's no middleman.
yeah.
That
So
was the whole point of doing this
order
thing.
more.
Yeah, this is the whole point is keeping the street right out the trunk.
Wow.
So people are like, oh, I can't get it from online. Nope.
Where do you pop up? Where do you tend to pop up and do that? Just wherever?
Wherever the wind blows.
Okay.
Wherever, it
Beth
doesn't matter
said-
what it is. It could be at a big convention. It could be in Miami. It could be anywhere.
Yeah.
I know someone. My man just hit me up. Said, "Yo, man, I got to go down to Miami." I said, "Yep." He come back. Okay. He hit me up on PayPal. I got one record over there for you. When I see it, I give it to you.
I feel like if you stocked up and you planned it right, you could probably get rid of everything you had if you just did like a tour, like a southern tour. You could go to
I agree.
Atlanta and
I agree. There's a lot of people. There's some people that are mad with me because they don't have a copy of it, and that's kind of sad. But it made me feel kind of good because, I should have purchased some more. But I only did 40 as a safe haven. I wanted to see if I can move 40. I wanted to see, and they showed. You know what? You can move 40, and you need 40 more. So the problem is that going back to the pressing plant, it's going to take long to press them up because it took like 3-4 months.
Oh my goodness!
It takes time unless you go. Cause I did it with a guy. He did it by hand. It's still good, but if you go to a pressing plant with a machine, then they already have the copies made, and you can get express. It's like 2-3 weeks. But like I said,
the guy that does it by hand, it takes 2 or 3 weeks.
He took about 3 months to do it because he had to do each one by hand. But once he has one made, it's like making cupcakes. Once you make one cupcake, you make all of them. But you're doing it by hand, so You know,
Got
each one's gonna be a little different, but not much. But the machine's gonna press them up, you know, the same, like a, you know, like a
right.
assembly line.
And so they must be good quality. I know there's different. I don't know. I don't remember like the details of what makes different record pressings different. Like some, it's like actual grooves, and then another kind, it's something different, like an
Yeah,
overlay or
and it's different ones.
right.
They print up different. I think they call them different. I don't know the weight they call them, but the grams, like 100 gram,
Yeah,
gram. They're different levels. Some records are like real. Some records are like this, and some
yeah,
feel stiff depending on how they do it. Some records are made for cutting and scratching. So
yeah,
I guess it depends on what you want. Some are louder. You know, I'm learning a lot about records. I
yeah. It's
buy the records,
interesting.
but I didn't know how they were made and that type of thing.
Yeah. Um. But you are planning on possibly putting these out on streaming services or
Yes,
in
oh, yeah, yeah,
videos too,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, that's another thing I learned is that every song I have now is going to have a video for it or a cartoon. I was pressing up records and songs and not having no videos for them, so people don't see it. They hear me talking about it, but they want to see visual stuff. People want
They
to see
do.
it. So now I'm all about videos. If I have a song, there's a video for it. It's a video of a cartoon or something.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as it's some kind of moving image. I mean, I've even seen people just do like kind of like a GIF or a GIF, however you say,
Yeah, right,
almost it's just like a repeating 3 second thing,
right,
like
right,
whatever, as long as
right.
they can
Then they gotta see it. They gotta see it.
extract it.
Not like how the days, back in the days, we hear it and then we see the video. You know, I listened to a lot of stuff on BLS and Kids and FM back in the days. There wasn't no video for that stuff. I
Right.
just heard it on the radio and it was dope. And then down the road, you see a video or you see something else. Now you have to have videos. You know, people will want to see it.
I think even before that though, you just have like the record with like the jacket and like
Right.
maybe
The
there'd
art
be like
cover.
an insert or a poster or something that
Yeah.
came with it
Yeah.
to give you like a
Artwork.
visual. Yeah.
Yeah. I might do that next time. I might put something in there. I was thinking about putting like maybe like a bonus
Like a
stick in
sticker.
there. Sticker. I had some sticker in the last one I did. Not this
Cool.
one, another one I did, but something different. So when they buy it, it's like a memorabilia. They get the
Mhm,
record. They
mhm.
may get a USB stick with some Kiss FM tapes on there. So something different. You know what I'm saying?
And those little one-off things, like if you had like a limited edition that had a sticker or like a
Right,
little poster or something,
right,
those become more valuable, so
right,
people go for that.
right.
Um, it looks like there's flexi discs, those are the little flimsy ones, and then there's high quality pressings, and
Yeah,
then there's dub plates, which is plastic.
right. Plastic. Yeah, you can only go for. There's like some old school pressing plants, like
Yeah,
Rainbow, and there's another one in San Francisco. There's another one in Brooklyn. Those are old school, and they just been all they do is press records. They press up 12s and 45s. They've been doing it for like years and years and years.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
the quality is they have to pay a little bit more, but the quality
Right.
is much worth it. When you get a record that's gonna last you a long time.
Yeah, because you can go on like Etsy or something and get someone to make you a record, but
Yeah, it's not the same.
it's not.
You're paying for like if you go to Etsy or whatever else. It's not the same as going to a pressing plant. A pressing plant is like the number one way to go.
Mhm.
If you're just trying to press it up for your mom, and if you do a show with Iron Kyle and you just want some records pressed up so you can give them to your fans,
Yeah,
then yeah, that's how you do it. But when you're trying to like press up bulk and you want it to be quality, then
yeah,
you want it to be heavyweight.
yeah. Know your audience. If they're vinyl collectors, they're
Right? You
gonna
don't want
care.
right, right.
Yeah,
If you give them some crappy vinyl, they're gonna know. I know if I get crappy vinyl, I'm complaining to the next person.
right. What do you say? Gasface Records says you rep the whole crew too now.
Oh yeah, yeah, no doubt. He was. I don't know if you remember when he saw me. He was out there. He did. I don't know. He probably interviewed like a million people, so you probably don't remember him.
Well, I mean, it's hard to, Gasface Records represent. There we go.
There we
Done.
go.
And then, when does the next out release or whatever come out?
Probably. I'm trying to do it. We already have like I have I had a list. There's a list right here. Can't see it quick. That's my
We can
list of
read that.
MCs. I got 17 songs. I'm trying to release it probably in October, November. I'm
Okay.
just I'm trying to ride the wave of this, but this is gonna probably die out probably next month since I don't have any
What do you
more
mean?
copies.
Oh, for the Women on Wax?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
the man may perk back up. You never know.
Yeah, so I'm
But,
hoping to I'm gonna put it digitally, go from there. But I'm hoping to have the first EP done probably October. Because like I said, the pressing plant whole thing is a process. You gotta get the mixes in there early enough, and then you know sometimes you have high peak season where everyone's
mhm.
pressing wax.
Right.
Summertime is busy, so and then it tends to tail off like around October. The orders go down, so you get them
So if
quicker.
you submitted something now, it would probably be like possibly
October,
like November, December,
right?
October.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be October, but it all depends on how busy the record plan is.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
they always tell you 10 weeks, 10 to 12 weeks.
Okay.
So I figured when I release it, when I send the music off to the pressing plant to get it pressed up, I'm always
Hmm.
looking like about no more than 12, 13 weeks. I
Okay.
don't expect to see nothing until, that's about 3.5 months. And then at that point, once I get the wax back, then I got, they got to give you a test press to make sure it sound right.
Hmm.
So they give me a test press, then I give them the okay to press up to 100 or whatever I'm going to do. And they ship them to me. And then at that point, I have them. And then at that point, I can start advertising because I don't want to advertise I got it when I don't have it.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? You want to have the actual, you want to have this, like this record here.
Hmm.
I was telling people I was getting it, I'm ready and ready. But once I had it, then I started taking pictures of it in my house and
Okay.
started playing it and started, advertising it. Then they see
Yeah.
it. If I just talk, I got this record. Where's it at? Can I get it? No, right now it's not. It's still in the works. Once I
Right.
have the actual wax in hand, like the physicals, then I can start saying, hey, you know what? I got this. I'm shipping this out and blah blah blah. And then I can start shipping them out to Japan. Dude, Japan, he paid for everything.
Yeah.
He paid for he FedEx Express it overnight.
What?
That's
What?
expensive as fuck.
What?
Expensive. Expensive.
That was probably worth
Expensive.
more than the records. Like that.
Yeah,
That.
it was. I'm shocked he did that. I don't know why he did that. He just said I wanted them. I was like,
All right.
I'm not gonna
He
hate
must
on
have
you for
done
that,
that
but
back.
he FedEx Express them joints
Yo.
overnight Japan, and I know it was expensive. It had to be expensive. But I
Yeah.
know like doing the FedEx Express for one of these overnight, I asked it was like 30, $40.
To
I was like,
to
damn. The FedEx
somewhere in
Express is
the States.
overnight. The Japan, that's just was in the States. I
Yeah.
couldn't imagine what it overseas is. He got it in like that day, the other day or whatever else. And I was like, hey man, whatever you gotta do, you do. I was gonna ship them to him just regular. Didn't want that. He
Yeah.
wanted them joints. He wanted them like
I didn't
tomorrow.
even know that was possible.
Yeah,
I,
he did
I
it
went to the
overnight.
post office to send something I saw on eBay the other day, and they wanted it overnight, and they were in Hawaii, and
Yeah,
they told me it wasn't possible, but Hawaii's closer, so
yeah.
I
So
don't know.
he went to the Federal Express.
Damn.
Did it. I don't know about the post office, but
Yeah,
he didn't play around. He wasn't taking ground, none of stuff. He wanted it like overseas overnight. I was like, damn. That was the first time that I had shipped something like that. I've done shipping like records, but not
yeah,
overseas in one night. It was like 2, 3 days, a
no,
week.
he
That was
wanted that
overnight.
wanted that record.
He wanted that record overnight. I was like, damn.
So here's some pictures, I guess, of the release party or when you released it, I
Oh
believe.
yeah, yeah. There's some people. My man Digital Funk. I was out there just promoting it a little bit. Some people had bought
Yeah.
some records.
So it looks like there was a good turnout, so that's good.
Yeah, some people out there just my man Afro Tourist.
Yeah.
He got some of the people. That's
So do you
that's my niece. My niece.
oh, it is? Oh,
Well, I'm
okay.
saying that's a niece. That's the one that's has an Apple phone. So she don't know that I let her hold my account. She don't know what that is. She just
I was wondering, was that hers? I was like, that
that was
is
a niece. Yeah, no,
some young
no, it's
person.
not her. But she
Yeah.
knows about hip hop. But
Yeah.
you got to teach them early. Teach them
Yeah,
when they're
for
young.
sure, for sure. I try not to push it too hard on my kids, but I think I've had a little bit of an influence, so that
Yeah,
makes
I let them come around. I let them come around. I don't force her to listen to Wu Tang or whatever else. When she was younger, I used to do the Wu Tang with her like this. So
yeah.
she sees a lot of pictures
We're
growing up
like
like that.
babies.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
always
yeah,
listen. Babies love Biggie, like every
yeah.
time. Every baby, and I always do this whenever I see a baby and I have the opportunity, not like in public or like babies I don't know, but like with my niece and stuff. It's like, let's see. It always works. And sure enough, she's like, mm.
Right. Well,
She's going,
my
oh,
niece loves Wu Tang.
good, good.
But it's like you just kind of give it to them, and then if they like it, then they'll come back. And if not,
Yeah.
then if you force it down their throat, then they're gonna hate it.
Oh, right.
So you gotta let them come around to it.
Yeah. And they always do.
Once they do hip hop, yeah, that's how it
Yeah.
is. That's how it works.
All right. Well, I think that pretty much sums it up for women on wax. and the other stuff people can look for in the coming months,
Most
right?
definitely.
November.
Most definitely November, October, November, somewhere over there. But I definitely will let the people know when it's ready to go.
Yeah,
and I get it
everyone
back on the
just follow.
podcast.
Yeah, just follow Real JayMob on Instagram or go to gasfacerecords.com.
Most definitely.
And yeah, can you do me one more favor before we go?
Well, Don, what you got?
Could you do a quick like DJ drop? Just say this is DJ JayMob. You're listening to Rap Yard
Oh
Podcast.
yeah, no doubt. This is DJ JayMob. Listen to the Rap Yard podcast all day, all night, 24/5. Dopeness. Always check it out. Peace.
Hell yeah. Appreciate
No
that.
doubt. No doubt.
All right, folks, we are out of here. We'll be back on next Tuesday with a surprise guest, so be sure to tune in for that. And peace out, Rap Yardigans. We'll see you next time.